And we are off to the races, folks, as we finally begin the ban phase for our teams. First up banning is LA. LA is going to do their attacking ban first. We're going to see what they opt for. LA's on defense, of course, so their attacking ban is more important than their defending ban. LA's opted for Jackal, classic if you want to do some heavy roaming. And we're going to see what Toronto can do very quickly for their attacking ban. Apologies for a bit of stream lag, folks, just some back-end changes happening. Now, let's see here, and they're going to go with 0. Toronto goes with 0 as their attacking ban. That's a bit of a target ban against DeRose and Shibui, but I'm going to see if they can overcome it in the match. So that's 0 off the board for the duration of this match. Toronto's defending ban is Clash. That's less of a target pick, but still, that's an annoying operator off the board. Many teams hate facing her, but a lot of times, sometimes it's a waste, especially if the team's not coordinated enough to use her. But obviously, Toronto's confident that LA is coordinated enough to use Clash effectively, so they've taken her off the board instead of opting for a Kaid, who would be useful when attacking any hatches or walls on Oregon. Our final defending ban is Capcan. That is a bit of, again, a target ban from LA to Toronto, as LA knows Toronto's players, and they know Toronto do love them some Capcan on defense. They're one of the most popular operator picks. Now, here we go. Starting for the attacking side, as Toronto attacks LA on Oregon. This is LA's map pick, and LA has opted to go defense first. Standard lineup so far from Toronto as they pull out Ashe, Thatcher, Zofia, Nomad, and Sledge. And LA's scrambling a bit. They're going to leave Doc, Aruni, Rook, Pulse, and Jaeger, and they're going to complete their lineup at the last minute. We're going to see if any 6 picks come out. Skittles going to switch off Zofia to Ace. Ashe now with 3 breach charges brings quite a bit of utility compared to Zofia. She's no longer handicapped utility-wise compared to Zofia. So they're confident in the Ashe. Disclaimer, folks: Nick Torre is a substitute for the Toronto Paradox. As such, his stats will not be counted towards anything or any information the league uses. So starting 5 for Toronto: Paradox Re, Paradox Chipotle, Paradox Skip, Nick Torre the Super Sub, and Paradox Skittles. LA starting lineup: Zombie Killer, Elite General, DeRose, Shibui, and Caitlyn. Caitlyn, once again, a sub, as LA is currently looking for a few players to round out their final roster, as they had a few missing players and lost a few players as they retired and left the team. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get on with the gameplay, shall we, folks? Now we ride on board here with Shibui, who's opted for the DMR on Aruni, interestingly enough, compared over the P10. The P10's obviously the more optimal pick, but having played personally with Shibui does love his snipers and DMRs, so we're going to see what he can do with it. Paradox is already playing the roof. They're going to break the small tower. Skip takes out General as the opening kill within the first 30 seconds of the round. That's Rook off the board, as Skip is the first one to get a frag in match 3 of tonight's matchups. Paradox, Skip is already looking through into this site as he peeks into the bedroom, and Ree is also moving in through kitchen. Skittles peeks the Aruni Surya gate from the top of the solar roof. As he drops down, he's going to attempt to peek the main window looking into the dorms, as Nick's going to hold master bedroom. Shibui also goes down as Chipotle takes him out. It's a 5-3 advantage so far. Things are looking good for Toronto, but a refrag comes out from Zombie Killer onto Skip as he takes out Sledge. Ree's going to take some damage. Let's move on board with Ree's in sight, and Doc is completely oblivious to Ree. So is Jaeger. Double kill for Ree as he takes out Zombie Killer, and I believe that's Caitlyn, and a flank comes out from Nick, the super sub that takes out DeRose, and Toronto takes round 1. Now, just 1 second, folks. We'll continue on the match shortly. Now, attacking lineup for Toronto, they're going to bring out Ash, Buck, Ace, Kali, and Ying as the defending team of LA pulls out Pulse, Kaid, Alibi, Bandit, and Jaeger. Round 2 begins now as we're going to see LA opt for a, let's see here, I missed it. My apologies, folks. We're going to see LA opt for a basement defense, going laundry and storage. They've brought, now the band is mostly going to be used to lock down the construction walls, as they're going to use Shibui effectively to lock down the hatch. That's what I would do personally, but we're going to see what strat LA goes for this time. LA, interestingly enough, reinforces in between sites, as we see them take out the main rotation wall between A and B. That could come back to ruin their match, ruin their round later on, but we're going to see maybe they have something to play off of for it.
5 seconds to go.
3 seconds to go for prep phase is over, and we're going to ride on board now with the attacking side as they all go construction. And we're going to ride on board with their top fragger so far, which is Paradox Re, who's opted for a Kali, interestingly enough, and that'll be crucial in taking out the construction walls. Kali's taking out the barricade with one quick sniper bolt, and they're going to send out the LV explosive plant so Ace can get that wall open ASAP. Skittles tosses 2 Selma charges, and they're also going to take out the Alibi while they're at it. Skip's pushing in through main area, and Chipotle is also going to do some information work, only to find Kaid playing on the staircase. Ray's going to peek through down the connector, and Skittles is also going to take over his spot, and they're going to attempt to get the next wall. That's all the bandit batteries gone, I believe, and here comes the final Selma charge, or the second Selma charge from Paradox Skittles. Nicator is still playing upstairs. He's going to attempt to go for a top-bottom push, I would assume. Paradox is going to peek Kaid with the SPSMG-9, and they're back away from the gunfight. Skip is going to peek down the freezer hallway, and is going to continue their information work through there. And Nick's a bit stagnant up top, but Paradox Re gets taken out immediately. Kaid gets the drop on Re as Kali goes down. It's a 5v4 advantage for LA. Chipotle is going to push on through and hold that staircase angle as Skip's going to attempt to make his push with his Candela charges, but one Candela goes off the rails, misses its mark. Smoke grenades going out to cover his rush from freezer into the site, but he gets a little bit stuck on the Alibi. He has 0 Candelas remaining. He's going to peek, but Chipotle is going to deal with Shibui quite quickly. It's a 4v3. Skip's going to peek down into the laundry room as Skittles is also going to peek into the site and peeks into B site through a small ace hole. He's made one Selma charge still in hand. Nick's still upstairs, a bit stagnant once again, but he's going to get the hatch open, cut off that rotation part for LA. LA goes down 4-2 as Chipotle sweeps up Caitlyn. All that's left is Elite General and Zombie Killer for LA. It's a 4v2, but Toronto's banked up. There's still some hope. Chipotle's on Flavor of Life, but he's going to get the diffuser down. And we're going to ride on board Zombie Killer. Zombie Killer's going to whiff the shots. He's not able to take out Ace. He's going to continue the peek, but it's not going to work. It's a 4v1, all down to Elite General on the Alibi. The Alibi is going to come on through laundry, but he's going to get free fire by the Ying, but he's going to hit fire headshot Ying and take her life from her as he peeks around, attempts to take out who's attacking from behind, and Paradox Mills is going to clean it up for the round. And Toronto's going to go up 2-0 so far. Round 3 here as Toronto's going to pull out Ash, Capitao, Buck, and 2 unknowns so far, while LA's pulling out Pulse, Rook, Cav, Frost, and Jaeger. So frequent changes by LA, but they're going to see, I think they're going to try to throw everything at the wall and see what sticks in terms of strategy. Toronto's pulled out Amaru and Skittles. Amaru's going to be essentially useless seeing as they've gone through basement. There's nothing to really repel into except heading back upstairs once you've planted through a hatch or something. And they're also going to swap Glaz for Ace, seeing as they now know that they're going laundry.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
We're going to see the laundry set up again. We're going to see how LA is going to change things up. Perhaps they're going to leave that wall unreinforced this time, as it really cut off their options for rotations. But that's unknown. We're going to see what LA wants to do with that. DeRose on the Frost, Shibui on the Rook, Elite General on the Cav, Zombie Killer on the Pulse, and Killer on the Jaeger. Standard, pretty vanilla lineup, except for the Cav, which could be an X factor should an interrogation come out from the team. And DeRose this time is going to reinforce the wall, and that's once again unoptimal for any basement hold. Attacking side, Nyx on Ash as Skittles is on. Let's see here, Skittles is on Ace, Ree's on Amaru, Skips on Capitao, and Chipotle's on Buck. Players to keep an eye on this match, Chipotle and
Attacker's
Shibui, I
objective
would
is
say,
to
are two
defuse the
players to
bomb.
really keep your eye on. Once again, an attacking push. We're going to ride on board with Skittles as they once again go for another garage push, this time Cali-less for Toronto. But once again, Breach denial-less for LA, as now Ace has free reign over the walls. And Amaru could also use her hard breach charge to break in. Paradox Skip is going to peek through the blue hallway to see if anyone's there. There's no one there, so he's instead going to combat the Rook. And he's able to win the gunfight and takes out Rook, dispatches Rook quite simply, and Shibui's off the board already. Ace is sending out the Selma charger. They're going to get that hole open right away. And Ree's already in sight. Ree's rushing through sight, and they're like, it's like a tornado. Ree's gonna push on through, gets the drop on Pulse. He doesn't get the drop on Jaeger, as Jaeger's able to clean up the kill, and Caitlyn gets her first frag of the game. Caitlyn's gonna retreat behind the washing machines as Skittles takes some damage, and Elite General's gonna go down. That's the Cav X Factor gone. It's 4v2 advantage for Toronto. Caitlyn and DeRose are the last two remaining for the team, and Chipotle's gonna get the frag off. Caitlyn's stuck behind the washing machine, and she's going to get pinned by Capitao. Capitao's gonna pre-fire through the wall, and he's gonna whip the shots, and Caitlyn's gonna get her second frag of the game. It's a 3-2, but Diffuser's down. 36 seconds to go for Toronto. Toronto's 35 seconds away from round victory, but Caitlyn's gonna peek the wrong way, and she's not gonna know whoever's coming behind her. But they've backed off, and now it's all down to Caitlyn in a 3v1. Nikitore, Skittles, and Chipotle are the last ones left, and they're in pretty good position as Caitlyn's gonna most likely play this one out pretty safely. She's gonna get pre-fired by and Chipotle takes her out as the Buck cleans up the round for Toronto. And it's a 3-0 advantage for Toronto on their attacking half so far. Moving on to round 4, things aren't looking good for LA on their advantage pick as we see them falling 3-0 in the first rounds, and the rounds haven't been that close to be fair, but here's hoping they can pull out a round or two. Ash, Buck, Ace, Capitao, and let's see what Ree's gonna go. It's gonna be interesting as Ree swapped on and off support operators almost the entire round, except for last time when they went Amaru. Defending side goes Doc, Frost, Smoke, Pulse, and Jaeger. Frost is a comfort pick for Shibui. As obviously playing with all these players personally, it is a comfort pick for him. And just as a side note to anyone watching, LA is a good team, but except they're missing a few players, and they also have quite a few subs in for their team, so we're hoping that they can at least pull out a round, but things aren't looking good for them. But all my wishes go to LA. Some of my closest huge friends on LA. But we're gonna see how this round plays out and how this match plays out. That is, and we're gonna see how much of a fight LA can truly put up against Toronto.
Bomb located by attackers.
Now LA's opted for a upstairs defense in the dorms, and they're going with Maestro, Smoke, Frost. Sorry, not Maestro. My apologies. Smoke, Frost, Doc, Jaeger, Pulse. Attacking sides going Ace, Ash, Kali, Capitao, and Buck.
10 seconds left before insertion.
7 seconds to go in the prep phase as it appears LA's just about done putting the finishing touches on their defensive setup, and DeRose is gonna go for a spawn peek. Let's run over with him, see what he can get. Is it gonna pay off? I doubt it, but we'll see, as Toronto loves spawn peeks. In all my time playing with them, I don't think I've played around where they don't spawn peek, and they probably know what DeRose is doing. DeRose misses his shots on Nick, and Nick's unable to complete the kill. Nick's going to attempt to peek again, but DeRose is going to back off shortly. I think DeRose's attempt at killing I think DeRose is going to get this kill or die trying. DeRose peeks again, and his reaction time. No, DeRose, that's not how you spawn peek. You're not supposed to get killed when you spawn peek. You're supposed to do the killing. Toronto goes down, LA goes down 5-4 in the first 30 seconds of the round as Nick gets the opening kill on DeRose on his failed spawn peek. Nick's a bit banged up, but it's nothing too bad. Caitlyn, Zombie, Elite, and Shibui are all holding sight as Zombie gets a kill onto Nick, gets the refrag and avenges his friend DeRose as Zombie gets on the board for a second kill of the game. Elite General takes out Skip. It's a 4-3 advantage as Doc's going to heal himself up. Elite General's taking some damage, and he's cut off by the flaming bolt of Capitao and the connector to the attic, but he's going to remain there for the time being and attempt to hold with his toxic babes and play with his deployable shield. Elite General's banged up, and there's one stim pistol left, but no, that's not how it's supposed to go, as Shibui's taken out playing his classic angle behind the deployable shield, but Zombie Killer gets his second frag of the game. It's a 2-3 advantage for LA. This round's not looking too bad, as one of them's a Kali. What can Kali do in close range with a silenced SPS MG9? Chipotle, obviously top fragger for Toronto, is going to peek into the main dorm window, and he's going to see what he can do with his information gathering on his drone. Caitlyn's still in position as having taken Shibui's previous spot, whereas Corpse lays and Zombie Healer is going to make his way back to site from the weapons room. Elite General is still the X Factor playing behind that deployable shield, and if his Toxic Babes can be placed right, it's gonna be hell for Toronto to plant or get any entrance into the site. If they play this right, this could be LA's round. Zombie Healer is going to peek down, and Caitlyn gets taken out by Chipotle. It's a 2v2. Ree's going to peek in from the staircase hallway, and Zombie Killer's going to miss his shots. Chipotle's going to peek to the top of the bed frame, and he gets the kill onto Zombie Killer. It's all down to Elite General, but Ree's able to take him with a headshot. Ree says, I like you, cut G, and takes out Elite General with the CSRX 300 through the smoke, mind you, folks. Oh my goodness, Ree, you didn't have to do him like that. 4-0 going into the final round of the split for Toronto. Obviously, this isn't the way LA wanted their split to go, and LA is hopefully trying to avoid a sweep going into their first game this time. Obviously, during Playday 0, they were swept by the previously known Paris Nobles, 5-0. As now they're going to go down 4-0 to the Toronto Paradox on their final defending round, and hopefully they want to leave this half behind and see if they can have better fortune on attack. Doc, Rook, Kaid, Pulse, Jaeger at the defending lineup, and the attackers are bringing Ash, Buck, Ace, Callie, and Blitz. 6-pick off, Gridlock onto Blitz. This is the first shielder we've seen brought out by Toronto.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Opting for a basement defense once again, LA's intent on winning this site. Let's see if the third time's the charm and they don't reinforce that crucial rotation wall. I think they will, as no, Caitlyn avoids the wall for the time being. Shibui gets his armor down, and the finishing touches are coming up. Zombie Killer, oh no. He's going to reinforce it, but I guess they like sticking with it. I don't question their strats. I think they know what they're doing, hopefully.
Bomb located by attackers.
So as we move into the final round, of the final match, of course, of Playday 1.
10 seconds left.
We're going to see a classic. Just
5 seconds.
LA's not trying anything too experimental. They're going pretty classic and vanilla with their lineups, and that's not a bad thing, seeing as it's netted them for some close wins. They're almost close to wins some rounds. But we're going to see what Toronto can do from their attacking approach. Once again, it's a construction-focused push, but Skills is on the other side of the map, so that's unfortunate. Ree and Chipotle are going to do their wet work as they move in through the construction hallway and the construction room, as Ree's going to take out that barricade with the CSRX 300, do a quick little turnaround with his 100 Sens controller. Why he's using 100 Sens on Callie, I don't know, but it is what it is. We get it, Ree. We're watching you. We see you. Shibui gets the first kill of the round, and Paradox Skip goes down as it's a 5-4 advantage for LA. LA's gotten the opening kill for quite a few rounds, but they can't seem to put it together after they're done. Paradox Skittles misses the Selma charge, bounces off the wall, but Zombie Killer is going to come alive, takes out Nick Torre as it's a 5-3 advantage only a minute into the round. Things are looking good for LA. We don't want to jinx it, but hopefully they can salvage a round on their map advantage half. Elite General is going to come down the stairs with a silenced TCSG, interestingly enough. Not the setup I would go for, but hey, it is what it is. He peeks down, and his head's going to get spotted by Chipotle. He's going to retreat back up, but Chipotle gets taken out by Caitlyn as she gets the refrag. It's just Ree and Skittles now. Ree is going to hold the staircase, and Diffuser's in no man's land. It's in the hold and the clutches of LA. Elite General's back on his feet, but Ree's going to say thank you very much and say I like you, cut G to Caitlyn. Going to give her a nice haircut very quickly, as Elite General is going to retreat. Paradox Skittles continues his information work into the site as he drones from construction, and Ree's going to hold the stairway, but Zombie Killer's going to flank him. It's a pinch. Zombie Killer takes advantage of a distracted Callie and wipes her off the board. It's a 3v1. Things are looking good for LA. Paradox Skittles is now stuck in construction. Diffuser's in hand, though. Is he going to be able to get the drop on Elite General? No, he's not. Elite General's going to get him, but he's not enough shots. He pre-fires Elite General around the corner. It's all down to Skittles. It's a 2-1. Someone holds it open, and he's able to take out Zombie Killer from across the way into the freezer. It's a 1-4 between Shibui and Paradox Skittles. Skittles is going to need to get a plant off within the next 40 seconds, or Shibui to either hold and take his luck with the frag. Skittles holds a tight angle to the bomb as he peeks into their rotation hole, which they cut off. He's going to spray through a brick wall. Doesn't know he can't shoot through that, but that's okay. 30 seconds to go as Shibui's going to hold firm and most likely just wait it out and wait for him to plant. Here come the smoke grenades, though. That's a critical part of the plant as Shibui's going to move around. Shibui doesn't know he's planting. The diffuser's going to go off, and it is 45 seconds on the clock. T-minus 40 until round victory for Toronto. Skittles moves some barbed wire. I don't think Shibui's able to catch on to that, but Shibui's preferred rotation is cut off. Shibui's going to most likely peek through the hallway, and he gets a bit stuck for a second. 30 seconds to go. He's going to peek Skittles. No! He's not able to get it as Skittles takes him down. And Skittles goes down, or Skittles wins the round and clutches it out. 1v3 for the Toronto Paradox. Match point for Toronto as they start their defending half and LA starts their attacking half. Hopefully you don't see a second sweep for the night, but who knows. Now, checking the stat lines as we go into the second half. Chipotle leads Toronto with 8 frags, and Skittles is second with 6. Ree is far behind with 5. Skip and Torre have 3 frags both. Zombie Killer leads LA with 5 as Elite General Shibui come in with 2. Caitlyn comes in with a nice triple kill, or a nice trio of kills, as she rounds out the top 4, and Duro sits at the bottom with 1 frag and 5 deaths. Obviously a standout performance so far from Zombie Killer. He's doing the best of what he has to work with. Zombie Killer, quite new to the game as one of my close friends, but he's putting in work. He wants to get at least 1 round win, and I applaud him for that. I think he's also a man to watch for this round, seeing as how well he's doing. Chipotle is doing quite well as Toronto's first option on frags, and Skittles, who is typically their support player, isn't doing that bad for himself either, with his 6 frags on the board. Obviously, his clutch last round helped him immensely. We're going to see Toronto go upstairs for their first defensive round as they're going to go on dorms with Castle, Smoke, Mute, Maestro, and Vigil. Lots of information now between that Mute and that Vigil, and the Maestro is going to be crucial in holding off smoke plants, which is quite popular during the R6 Hyperspace. We see Shibui and Elite General continuing their information work, and we're going to see, with 5 seconds to go, how Toronto's going to take their round, and if the pressure's going to get to them, and if they're going to crumble and go 6-0. I hope not, but we're going to have to see how it goes. Now, it's interesting if you see on the left, every player of the Toronto Paradox has opted for a shotgun this round. That may be a bit of a taunt or a cocky thing to do, but it's going to make for interesting gameplay, that's for sure. Right on board with DeRose as he is just standing and looking into a room, looking into construction tower. And Caitlyn's gonna peek down into the main dorms window. Zombie Killer's holding a tight angle onto the attic connector window, but to no avail as no one's in there at the moment, and Elite General is doing the same. Shibui's also gonna peek the same window. It appears that LA is going for a heavy peeking strat as they just try to cut off any rotations before they get their attack firmly planted and started. DeRose caught by a Mute Jammer. He's gonna attempt to throw him out of Castle Barricade, but it's gonna be naught. It's all for naught as there's a Mute Jammer, and as he's about to press his trigger, his game's gonna tell him this area is jammed. The breach charge is jammed. Elite General's moving in through Big Tower as he's probably gonna make the Maverick crouch hole through the connector attic hallway. Three LA team members peeking in through main dorms window, and they are looking around looking for a camera, but it's most likely a Maestro camera inside. And oh, it's DeRose. My apologies, folks. Looked like Shibui was caught out there, caught lacking. Zombie Killer's going to continue his peek into kids' dorms, but it seems that Toronto's mostly surrendered the dorms for now. They've gone for a heavy roaming push. And we see Skittles is going to toss out this toxic babes and keep out of the main window and do a couple quick peeks out the main window as well. Nyx continues to play weapon staircase and main staircase as he does some roaming wet work, and Skittles continues behind his shield. Replays kids' dorms as watching the other half of the angle, but ooh, he narrowly misses one of the team members as Chipotle takes an Elite General with the trusty power of the Boss G shotgun. Oh no, folks. Oh dear. You don't want to get killed by that gun in the Hyper Series. You don't want to get killed by that gun almost ever. Skip goes down. His ACS-12 wasn't enough to take out team members of LA, and he's finally taken off the board. It's a 4v4, 40 seconds to go. Things aren't looking good for LA, bit crunched on time, but I think they can pull it out. Zombie Killer is still in peaking position as he attempts to cut off some rotations, as we're going to ride on board now with Skittles, who once again Toxic Babes in hand. If he has 2 of them remaining, he doesn't know! A grenade takes him out as Skittles is wiped off the board. It's a 4v2 for LA. Things are looking okay. He just inches his shots by, and Shibu's able to finish off free, but a double flank from Nick Torrey essentially almost wins on the round. But ooh, Zombie Killer on top of the roof in a flanking maneuver takes Nick, and LA finally takes their first round as Zombie Killer continues his impressive performance, and Shibui comes in clutch with a few top frags for the round. Moving into our next round here, still match point. It will be for the remainder of the round unless LA wins 4 rounds in a row to bring it to 5-5. Toronto up 5-1, match point. All they need is 1 round win, and they have the victory. Ace, Thermite, Ying, Dokui, Blackbeard. Quite a lineup for LA. And we're gonna see what Toronto's gonna bring out here. Obviously, we can't see their weapon loadouts at the moment, but we will once we get into the game. Toronto's opted for Rook, Jaeger, Mira, Kaid, Vigil. We're going to see if they go all shotguns again or bring back conventional guns. Most likely shotguns, as they think they have this round in the bag. They switch off Mira onto Mira. Once again, riveting pick, riveting strategy coming out from Toronto, like some of our other teams tonight.
Attackers need to locate
and we begin
defuse
round
bomb. 7.
They've opted for Dorms again, and yes, it is all shotguns, except for Nick, who's brought out the MP5. I'm not sure about Skittles, haven't seen his gun yet, but he's rocking the secondary shotty only so far. Paradox Reed's opting for the Sniper Magnum, as he brings the ACOG capable Magnum 44, which Kaid and Nomad respectively rock. Skip brings out the C75. I'm not sure about his primary. I believe he has the Boss G. Let's see if he can get another kill with that. We're going to ride him over Skip at the beginning of the round, see what he can do with that absolute weapon of mass destruction. And Chipotle's also brought out the
5 seconds left before insertion.
416C. So, 2 conventional guns, and the rest are shotguns.
Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
Arabo with Skip, and he's going to go for a spawn peek onto the police line entrance, but to no avail. I don't believe any members of LA are there. LA's opted for a junkyard push as they all go for their classic assault they went for last time. They're going to try to repeat the success of the last round. Now it's going to come down to his frags, in my opinion. Zombie Killer holds his angles. Blackbeard Shield isn't up yet, as Caitlin's also going to join them on the solar panel roof. All of LA having a nice group function and party on top of that building as they're attempting to move into position to take over Dorm's main window. A Claymore is coming out, which is quite interesting from DeRose. He's not going to get flanked again. He told himself last round, I guess, that's not happening. He doesn't want that to happen. But he's going to peek the mirror window, and that's a foolish move. What is he going to do? He needs to get out of the way, and he does. He's safe. Ooh, but Ree's able to take out Shibui, I believe, through the mirror window. Peeking from above it, I believe, or to the side of it. He takes out DeRose, too. That's 2 headshots. He delivers 2 haircuts onto the members of the LA Ascension, and Zombie Killer is going to take damage, too. He backs off from the mirror window as Zombie Killer goes down. It's a 5v2 for Toronto. Let's see here, as we're on board with the lead general, as he's going to peek through the main window, and so does Caitlin with her AK-12, but Caitlin's going to back away at the last moment just as Jaeger peeks through it. Chipotle's on the window now as he peeks the mirror window, attempting to pre-fire them through the sides of the window, as Skip rotates back with his trusty weapon of mass destruction, the Boss G12. Chipotle takes some damage to the window, presumably pre-firing, as he's going to peek out of Dorms once again. Skip's tossing out impact grenades for good measure, and he's lagging a bit, it appears. Ree's going to continue to hold kids with Skittles. And Skip pulls out the 75 and he peeks, but Ree's able to wipe out 1 as Skip keeps him distracted. It's a 5v1 for Elite General. Skip's gonna whiff his shots from the boss. She pulls out the 75, but Elite General's able to get the kill. Or, sorry, the down. My apologies, folks. Elite General's gonna try to finish him off, get the kill, whiffs a bunch of shots from the stationary target, and he's gonna miss, but Paradox Chipotle's gonna clean it up as Elite General goes down. Toronto takes their first match of the season, 6-1 against the LA Ascension, folks. That's all she wrote for tonight. Chipotle coming in clutch with a double-digit performance as he rocks 10-2 for this game, and one of our many double-digit performances tonight.